First time I've seen a whole whale.
I've lived in Alameda for most of my life, and I've never, ever seen a whale washed up. I've heard of it happening in the past, but this is much bigger than the pictures that I've seen from the past.
I know this is, as we said, the 5th dead whale to wash ashore in the Bay Area in less than a month.
Well, tonight, marine mammal specialists are on scene at the shoreline in El Segundo and Venice, trying to figure out what killed a number of dolphins and sea lions.
The marine animals washing up sick or even dead over the past several weeks, including whales, sea lions, and most notably, an unprecedented number of dolphins.
We've never seen this many dolphins strand ever that I'm aware of in Southern California.
How would you compare this year to what we've seen in the past years?
Worse, bad, horrible, scary, concerning, all those words and more.
So there are quite a few animals dead on various beaches in the area. The seabirds and the California sea lions don't usually have this problem in the same years. For I don't know why, since they eat some similar foods. But this year it's been both marine mammals and the seabirds at the same time.
But she says there are signs to cause alarm after 70 gray whales were found dead near the coast of Mexico so far this year.
So when we see, like we're seeing right now at our gray whale census, many skinny whales, even though the UME is declared closed, that's raising alarm bells. And the fact that so many gray whales have died off of Mexico.
You're right, there were 2 whales that their deaths are attributed to domoic acid. But Ed, are they saying we should be doing something? We should clean the ocean. We should be better stewards of the marine. What should we do? Can we do?
Should I be honest and tell you what one of the lifeguards told me? Very shaken by what he saw today. He said, "Pray." Frankly, quoting him. So the point is, everybody's waiting for it to, and you know, Susan, we've seen these outbreaks before, year to year, never to this degree. Usually, as the doctor was telling us, they might affect the bird life and then the mammals, but never all together, the entire scale. So this is certainly widespread, much more severe, and they're just hoping that eventually nature will correct itself, and that's what we've seen in years prior. And if you kind of speculate thinking, and certainly I'm no expert, to speculate and thinking if it's this severe, it may take Mother Nature a little longer to finally clear up these algae blooms.
It's heartbreaking. It's sad. Just to see, dolphins like washing on shore, it's not something that you see on a regular basis ever.
Just this week, at least 7 dolphins and a bird washed ashore dead in Venice Beach, and at least 2 sea lions were found dead on the sand in the El Segundo area. The NOAA Fisheries West Coast says a harmful algal bloom along the Southern California coast has led to the illness and death of thousands of marine animals and birds, including dolphins, whales, and sea lions.
Hopefully they can figure out exactly why this is happening, and we can do something to counter it and mitigate that.
It's the worst we've ever seen here in Southern California. It's unprecedented.
The toxic algae is also making birds sick. So take a look at this video. It's showing a sick pelican. It wandered inside a Southern California airport. Animal rescue was called in to try and help the bird, but it had a seizure and then it passed away. Officials say of the hundreds of sick birds that have come in with domoic acid poisoning, pelicans are the hardest hit. So far, 168 have received care, all but 58 have died. So I want to bring in meteorologist Darren Peck right now to talk about the toxic algae blooms. They're not new, but what causes it?
We don't have all the answers on this.
Okay.
We do have some very basic understanding that will at least help us all to kind of get a general idea of what we're seeing happen in the Pacific. But we may not be able to say exactly what to do about this or how to fix it.
Experts are sounding the alarm over hundreds of marine animals dying on California's southern coast, poisoned by a toxic algae bloom.
Yes, these levels are alarming.
Researchers say they've recovered more than 50 dead or dying dolphins in Los Angeles County in the last week. 16 dead dolphins found in San Diego on Sunday alone.
Every morning I walk my dog on the beach and there's no less than 3 or 4 animals every single day. And a lot of it I feel like has really happened since the Palisades fires.
Experts say while the runoff from the Palisades fire is a contributing factor, it's not the main reason.
But it's sad when you see something that does beach itself.
It's the 9th or 10th gray whale to wash up this year from Washington to California.
So we're afraid we might be seeing an uptick in that, and we're not seeing many calves. This year we have our lowest southbound migration in 41 years. We have our fewest number of calves seen ever.
Elisa Schulman-Janiger has led a critical research project studying gray whales since 1979. They found what they call a UME, which is an unusual mortality event with the rate of gray whales taking a severe decline between 2019 to 2023.
And Susan, it seems this outbreak of domoic acid is really becoming more toxic, more deadly by the very day. It started striking the marine life, as we've been reporting to you the last month and a half ago. Sea lions, pelicans, whales, and now for the very first time we are seeing dolphins fall victim to the neurotoxin. To the video, sad scene here from Skyfox just before sundown. This in Venice, 1, 2, 3 dead dolphins there being cared for by the good folks from the Ocean Animal Response and Research Alliance. All of this, if that's not sad enough, just around the bend of the bay, a couple miles away in El Segundo, dead sea lions, about a half dozen sea lions dead, washed ashore. This is over by Lifeguard Tower number 61. Add to all of that what we've been seeing from the pelicans affected to the whales affected. Remember the stranded minke whale a couple of weeks ago, earlier this month, down in Long Beach Harbor.
Therefore forcing the whales to take a farther swim south as far as Cabo. She says gray whales are a good indicator of the ocean's overall well-being.
That it gives us a warning sign that not just something wrong with gray whales, but something's very different about that ecosystem. And it could be a massive change, it could be temporary, or it could be something that can really linger and affect fisheries and all kinds of things. But we need to watch what's going to happen in the next couple of months to kind of get an idea of what the bigger story is.
Keith Matassa with the nonprofit Ocean Animal Response and Research Alliance responds to deceased marine animals and takes samples. He says the number of deaths in LA County alone is astounding.
This year, as of April 24th, we're at 223 animals for the year, including large whales, a lot of common dolphins, and California sea lions.
Experts believe the toxins are eaten by fish and affect the food chain. Experts are also concerned because many sea lions were pregnant.
This event is happening in the sea lions' last trimester, and the dolphins are also, a lot of the female dolphins are pregnant as well. So this leads us to question what's going to happen to the population.
Matassa says there could be many factors contributing to the algae bloom, including the recent wildfires and rain runoff.
All the nutrients and all the toxins that came down in the ash during the rains and washed into the ocean, that's all nutrients for something in the ocean. Algae loves little particles and they'll eat them.
Domoic acid found in the samples was 400 times higher than she's ever seen in a whale or dolphin.
So that really goes to show the amount of domoic acid that the whales have the potential to ingest, and especially humpback whales that feed on anchovies and sardines are at high risk potentially for domoic acid ingestion. And that's also why we see the sea lions and the common dolphins coming up with it, because they all share that common prey item.
Results are still pending for 2 dead gray whales that washed ashore. One was at Dockweiler State Beach in LA, the other was in Huntington Beach. Dr. Deming says the number of whales coming up on Southern California beaches is unprecedented.
Unfortunately, this is the worst domoic acid bloom we have ever seen in Southern California. The amount of animal suffering and strandings that we're seeing related to this bloom is absolutely heartbreaking.
Researchers warn these events are
Thank you.